Good morning. It is Monday, June 10th, and this is Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio and the Ave Maria Radio app. I'm Matthew Handley. Coming up, I'll tell you what sharenting is. But first, your local weather and this news. The shooter who killed 4 students at Oxford High School in 2021 is appealing his life sentence and asking to withdraw his guilty plea. Late last week, Ethan Crumbley's appellate attorneys say the sentence was invalid and claimed the judge did not ensure the 16-year-old knew what a guilty plea meant. They also alleged that Crumbley's mother drank while she was pregnant and that fetal alcohol syndrome could be a cause of his cognitive adaptive dysfunctions. Oakland County Circuit Court Judge Kwame Rowe will review the motions and determine if a hearing is necessary. If he does, that hearing will be in June 2025. If he grants the shooter's motion to withdraw his guilty plea, the case could continue with a trial. In election news, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer says third-party candidates like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. give her some concern for President Biden's re-election chances in November. She was pressed on CNN's State of the Union about recent polls showing Kennedy had 9% support here in Michigan.
Certainly, Kennedy or any third-party candidate gives me some concern, and it's to be taken seriously, and that's why we're showing up and we're working hard in all 83 counties to earn the votes of the people.
She added that Biden's policies have had a positive impact on Michigan voters.
President Biden has a huge list of accomplishments. We're seeing onshoring of supply chains. We're seeing the growth of good manufacturing jobs. This is the first president in a long time that has been able to deliver on infrastructure.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will be on the ballot here in Michigan under the Natural Law Party. In other election news, a proposal allowing the expansion of mass transit throughout Wayne County, sought by Executive Warren Evans, will not be on the ballot in November. Communities in Michigan currently have the option to opt out of mandatory mass transit, but Evans plans to work with Michigan Democrats to change that law. There are 17 communities in Wayne County that don't have bus service because residents don't want to pay a tax millage to support the bus system. If the state law is changed, Wayne County voters will likely see the issue on the ballot in 2026. And a 689-foot freighter sailing across Lake Superior struck something under the water and began to flood on Saturday afternoon. The Michipicoten crashed about 35 miles south of Isle Royale, and the boat is now docked in Thunder Bay, Ontario. The U.S. Coast Guard sent 2 helicopters from the Traverse City Station, and the National Park Service sent a ferry from Isle Royale to transfer half of the 22-person crew. The Michipicoten was carrying taconite, a low-grade iron ore, and officials say there is no sign of spillage into Lake Superior. This is Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio. Your weather is next. Now this.
Ever thought you'd make a bundle by trading in or selling your used vehicle only to find out it's worth a dinner for 2? Well, it's much more valuable to donate your vehicle to Ave Maria Radio. Thousands of Americans donate their vehicle each year. The donation to Ave Maria is easy, tax-deductible, and supports our efforts to evangelize. A year from now, will you remember that dinner or your gracious and selfless donation? Go to AveMariaRadio.net to find out more. That's AveMariaRadio.net.
In Detroit today, we will start mostly cloudy, but it will clear up as the day goes on. Our high will be near 69. Tonight we'll have mostly clear skies and lows around 50. We'll get warmer as the week goes on. Tomorrow will be sunny with a high near 77. Wednesday will be mostly sunny with highs in the mid-80s. And Thursday will be mostly sunny with highs in the upper 80s. Today in Saginaw, we'll have sunny skies with a high near 70. Tonight will be clear and lows around 47. We'll get warmer as the week goes on. Tomorrow will be sunny with a high around 74. Wednesday will be mostly sunny with temperatures in the lower 80s. Thursday is our first chance of rain this week, but that's only in the afternoon. Highs will be in the mid-80s. In sports, the season is over for the Michigan Panthers. They fell to the Birmingham Stallions in the USFL Conference Championship on Saturday. The final score was 31-18. And the Tigers lost to the Brewers in 2 of their 3 games this weekend. Yesterday, though, they won in Detroit, and that final score was 10-2. You're listening to Michigan Mornings from Ave Maria Radio and the Ave Maria Radio app. There's a new internet trend called sharenting, where parents overshare about their children on social media. Licensed clinical social worker Janice Kizy joined Vanessa Den-Hagarmo on Epiphany to discuss what some of the unintended consequences of this trend are.
And I think it became more of, there was an influx of that sharing since COVID, especially since quarantine and all of that, and a lot of kids graduated and weren't able to have graduation parties and weren't able to celebrate and weren't able to share. Yeah. And I saw a lot of that from, after that, we saw a lot of sharing that was happening because people wanted to share with their family. People wanted to, share milestones and things like that. And I can see, for me, I had so many cringe moments where I would side message parents and be like, hey, just be careful because you're putting your child's school on social media. People know how to get a hold of your child. People know your child's name. They know their ID number. They know all of these things. Be careful of that.
Yeah.
And so that I've seen a lot of that, and the cringe moments, or even the lawn signs during COVID were another very, very cringy moment for me when I would go for walks and people would post on their lawns this child lives here, this is how old they are, here's a picture of them.
Yeah.
These are all of their important things that you would need to know about them.
Yeah, it is. You think you're just sharing innocently and proud of your child, and I get that as a parent, but at the same time, there are risks you're taking.
Epiphany is weekdays at noon on Ave Maria Radio and streaming on the Ave Maria Radio app. St. Ignatius of Antioch says, "Do what pleases God now, and not what pleases men." I'm Matthew Handley. That does it for this edition of Michigan Mornings. You can stay connected with me on X. I'm at Radio Handley. Lord willing, I'll talk to you again tomorrow. And until then, goodbye.